My dear friends, as we begin Advent, I want to share an experience with you. Initially, I was going to write a letter to include in the bulletin concerning this experience, but I thought saying it verbally might help all of us to move to some type of personal resolve. At a recent liturgy meeting, we were asked to consider collecting candles for Must Ministries. The purpose of collecting the candles was to help the homeless keep rats away at night by using the flame of the candle. I applaud Must Ministries for doing this, but at the same time, I was deeply affected by the thought of collecting candles so the light would keep rats away. In fact, it literally moved me to tears. What has happened to us as a country, a state, and a world? Most of our homeless suffer from some addiction or mental illness. 16% of the homeless nationwide are veterans. In Georgia, that number is 8%. These veterans are men and women who served our country and fought to keep us free. Many of them have returned broken because of their experience. These are the people Jesus is talking about when he implored us not to harden our hearts when we hear the cry of the poor. These are the Anoim of the Old Testament, the poor, the outcasts, and the persecuted. It is difficult to imagine that anyone would choose to sleep under a bridge or on a sidewalk who does not have some condition that diminishes his or her capacity. To think that we would ever consider providing them with a candle to keep the rats away, and that in any way is a solution to this problem is beyond my imagination. This is a fatal flaw in our society. I am not saying that we do not do anything, because we do. We support Habitat for Humanity, Vets Helping Vets, St. Vincent de Paul, and many of our ministries reach out to those in need. Also, my intention is not to judge, but to invite you to join me in a call to action. What I would like to propose is that you join me in lighting a candle separate from the Advent wreath every day during Advent, and that you keep that candle burning as long as you can each and every day. And let your children and grandchildren know that this is to remember and pray for not only the homeless, but also to pray that we as a society will work toward responding to their needs. We could write to our governor, senators, congressmen, and the various county governments, petitioning a greater sensitivity and outreach to those sleeping on our streets and in cars or under bridges. Perhaps you have some of your own ideas. No doubt it is better to light a candle than curse the darkness. But it is better if this candle is not lit in what some call home, the streets of Atlanta or any other city. It is better that the candle does not light up the area under a bridge where one of our brothers or sisters is crawling into the cardboard box he or she calls home. Remember, we are celebrating the season that culminates in the birth of Jesus, whose parents were homeless. Their bridge or sidewalk was a stable. So when we sing, "Oh come, let us adore him," and we see Jesus lying in a manger, let us remember that every homeless person is a reflection of Jesus in that manger, as well as Jesus on the cross. Let us never forget that we adore Jesus when we adore the Jesus in each and every one of those we categorize as homeless.